Steam's policy for what they allow on their platform is very simple. There is no policy for what they allow on their platform. As long as it isn't illegal, it can go on Steam, which means there's a lot of garbage on this platform. And there's actually a really funny method you can use to find the absolute bottom of the barrel of games on Steam. Steam Store, sort by lowest price, hide free-to-play games. And now you're looking at a treasure trove of just the absolute worst games ever made. So let's just take a look at what Steam's lowest price games have to offer, because they can't be that bad, right? What the fuck? So this game is a wild one, because the main menu really does just paint a visceral picture of what the game's gonna be like. But when I actually loaded into the game, it was even crazier than I expected it to be. I spawn in, and my character instantly starts spinning. I'm just spinning in a circle, and I can't make it stop. I tried a whole bunch of stuff. I unplugged my controller that I had plugged in, I went in all the settings, and I couldn't find anything. So my solution to this problem was to fight back against the spinning. I'm gonna fight it. Yeah, I'm like fighting back against the spin. Fucking. Now I'm spinning the other way. What the fuck is that? I'm being killed by this thing. Help! And I can't stop spinning. Help! Help me! Help! What the fuck is this? Help! Fantastic video game, 10 out of 10, no notes. A tiny, half-naked anime lady walked over and started beating me to death. Cause yeah, sure, why not, you know? I tried to walk around and explore, but it was really hard to get anywhere with, you know, the whole spinning in a circle thing. But while I was trying to fight the spin, and while I was dying to an anime girl, I had a bit of a realization. It was like an anime lady punching the shit out of me. What's Stalin got to do with this? Did Stalin unleash this anime lady to kill me while I spin? So then I decided to go try another level, because, I don't know, maybe reloading the game will make the spinning stop or something. But no, it didn't. I was still spinning. The start of this level has the silhouette of an anime lady on the wall randomly. There was also a locked door, so I had to try and pick a key up off the table to unlock that door. But picking the key up wasn't a simple task. Found a key. Give me that. Give me that. Give me the fucking key. There's a key on the... Give me the key! Give me the fucking... But if I spam E, it cancels it when I press it too many times. There you go. And after a solid 7 whole minutes of playing this game, the spinning just proved too much for me. Okay, I'm closing the fuck. Get this game away from me. I'm closing the game. Fuck you. In the end, after my 7 grueling minutes, I still have no idea why the game is called One Night with Stalin. Like, what does Stalin have to do with this? Look, I promise it's not what it looks like. Okay, they're all wearing clothes. Okay, it's not what it looks like. So there's actually no nudity in this game, at least as far as I could tell. But despite that, when you first open this game, it has a disclaimer that looks something like this. So that's good. That's good, I guess. Jesus Christ. So last time we did this cheapest game thing, there was a couple of games just like this one, where you complete a puzzle to show a picture of a big booby anime lady or something. And in those games, last time, they were like naked and stuff. And I used pictures of my cat Reggie to censor all the nudity because look at him, he's adorable. But there's no nudity in this one. So for old time's sake, I'm just gonna put Reggie in the corner down here for all the footage of this game. You know, just for fun. But for all these hi Reggie, but for all these puzzle games, it just makes no sense to buy a game like this. Because if you just wanted to look at big boobies on the internet, you could just Google big booby and get 700 million results in a quarter of a second. So why would you go through the effort of buying some crappy game on Steam and doing some crappy puzzle all to see a single JPEG of big boobies? Just Google big boobies. It doesn't make any sense, right? So choose your cutie makes even less sense than these ones do, because there's not even nudity. There's nothing not safe for work about it. It's just anime ladies like laying in a field or whatever. So this isn't even like Googling big booby. It's like Googling respectful anime lady lying in field fully clothed or something, which would be a slightly weird thing to type into Google, but at least typing it into Google wouldn't cost money. Now, it's incredibly strange that these games exist, but they do actually have a niche to fill. See, a lot of these games will give you tons of Steam achievements, and they'll give you them really quickly. And that's part of the appeal of games like this for certain people. If you're the type of person who cares about having tons of Steam achievements for some reason, then maybe you'll buy a game like this just to unlock a bunch of Steam achievements super easily. So Steam achievement hunters do make up some percentage of people that are interested in games like these. But there clearly are people buying this who are just, like, absolute freaks. Like, there are positive reviews left on this game, saying stuff like, really fun game, and seriously didn't disappoint. What do you mean? Just Google anime tits. Just Google it. So you guys have all probably heard of Call of Duty, right? You know, super mega famous, billions of dollars in revenue, worldwide success, industry-defining franchise. Well, imagine Call of Duty, but rather than being a one-man army military guy, instead, you're a bean. Look, bear with me, alright? Just stick with me. You're a bean, okay? And you play on low-resolution Nuketown, and you shoot at enemy beans. Like, how can you tell me this game isn't just the coolest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Like, genuinely. Bean Battles is a multiplayer third bean shooter. See how I replaced the word person with the word bean? Because I'm not a person. I'm a bean. You know, I'm making jokes about this game because, like, you're a bean and stuff, and it's really stupid, but it's actually surprisingly fun for a game that cost me less than $50. It had, like, at least one server full of people running at all times, more than some games that I've made entire videos about. And you just run around, pick up guns, and shoot at enemy beans. It's that simple. The movement feels insanely janky, but the guns actually feel really good, surprisingly. Like, shooting at other beans is really satisfying. The guns feel really responsive.
Turns out I'm a beast. Bean Brigade. What's this game called? I forgot what the game's called.
And considering this is a genre-defining, first ever third bean shooter, I think we should give it some credit for feeling so polished.
Huge play from Sioka in Beanville. What's this game called? I've genuinely forgot what it's called. Bean Party? I don't remember.
And this game it costs less than $1. It, like, basically costs nothing. So shockingly enough, I actually think you should go play this game. Like, it's surprisingly good for a game that costs basically no money, and you're a bean. And you're a bean? Have I mentioned that you're a bean? You play as a bean! So in the game Dollar, there's $1. And you click the dollar, and this number goes up. That's the whole game. That's the entire game. No sarcasm, no funny joke. The entire game is that you click this JPEG of $1 and this number increases by 1. This one might seem really strange to you, but trust me, there's actually a really scary explanation behind why this game exists. It all starts with a game called Banana. This game, just like Dollar, is a clicker game. All you do is you click the banana and the number goes up by 1. There's no other gameplay elements, there's no in-game shop, there's nothing. But despite the simplicity, this funny banana game, much to people's surprise, peaked at over 900,000 concurrent players on Steam. And at the time of writing, it is the 4th most played game on the entire platform. A game where you click a banana to make a number go up is more popular than the overwhelming majority of games ever created in human history. But the funny part is that the majority of the players playing Banana at any given time aren't human players, they're bots. Because Banana has in-game item support. Items that can be sold on the Steam community market. These items don't do anything, they're just JPEGs of a banana, but they get sold on the community market for real money. So bots in the hundreds of thousands play this game all day every day to farm items for profit. They sell the banana JPEG for money in their Steam wallet, then they use those wallet funds to buy items from a game like CS2, then they sell those CS2 items on the black market for real money into their PayPal account. If you want a more detailed explanation of these bots, both in the game Banana and on Steam in general, then I talk about it in depth in this video here, linked in the sidebar. bar. But for now, just know that almost none of the almost 1 million people playing Banana are actual human Steam accounts. They're bots, farming the game for money. And because Banana was so successful, and it made the creator of the game so much money, a bunch of copycats have popped up. And that is exactly what our game Dollar is trying to do. It's trying to ride the coattails of Banana to make money. Because Dollar also has in-game items that can be sold on the community market. And every time an item from a game is sold on the market, a small percentage of that transaction is given to the creator of the game. And there are hundreds of copycat games just like this one all over Steam. Typically they're free, but this one cost me money. But this clicker game is a dime a dozen all over Steam, pun intended. All trying to profiteer off the free market system that Steam provides them. And I bet the guy that made this was just over the moon when he received my $50 when I bought this pile of garbage game. So this game is also a clicker game, where you click the center of the screen and the number goes up. But this one is like actually a clicker game. Like it's not just some garbage trying to profiteer off the community market. It's kind of like Cookie Clicker, but if instead of a cookie, it was like a Russian shitpost or something. The moment I loaded up the game, it tried to advertise a different Russian game to me that has like dinosaurs in it or something, I don't know. But then you click on this guy in the middle of the screen, and I was pretty pleased to find that this wasn't just some shovelware trying to profiteer off Steam's economy.
Okay, this is a real video game. Wait, so the last clicker game, like Dollar, was not a real video game. Banana is not a real video game. This is a real video game.
And all the things you buy to level up are like Russian memes, I guess.
Portrait of Putin for warmth and comfort in every home.
But once I realized it was actually trying to be a video game, I immediately opened up the auto clicker and just started cheating on this guy's game. There's also a skin shop and you can change the background. Like, it might be a massive shitpost, but it's a real video game. Kind of. And my favorite part of it all was that this game has Steam trading card support. And I got a trading card called Mr. Policeman with the description, Mr. Policeman defending the interests of that very. Thanks, Russian Life Simulator. So that last game was called Russian Life Simulator, but I'm pretty sure this game is actually a Russian Life Simulator. This game's crazy. This game cost me money to buy. I think the joke is like it's supposed to be a really garbage Russian shitpost version of the game Grand Theft Auto, and GPOTA is supposed to be like an acronym, but I have no idea what it stands for. You wake up in an apartment and there's like memes all over the walls, and there's memes in your kitchen cupboard, and a rat that killed himself in the fridge, and the game tells you to leave your apartment, unscrew all the light bulbs in the hallway, and then piss on your neighbor's front door. Game of the year. This game is basically just like, you just like do really stupid chores. The game tells you to unscrew light bulbs and to look at a movie poster with Jackie Chan on it, and then to pick up 10 vodka bottles from around the area. This guy like falls from the sky and dances or some shit. I don't fucking know. And all the text is like very poorly translated into English, but any audio is still in Russian. And there's actually quite a lot of it.
В этой ситуации мы просто мы уже здесь наши полномочия все.
Hope that wasn't racist.
And for a game that's so just intensely boring as this one, it has a slow-mo button and also a selfie button. Just in case you wanted to get a super epic cinematic shot of you, I don't know, pissing on your neighbor's front door. I mean, you can like slide around whilst in selfie mode, so that's like funny or whatever. I get the impression this game is supposed to show the average Russian life. You know, wake up, kill this guy with a stick, take a selfie, and then piss on the floor. Now, unfortunately for my sanity, I'm not done with Russian developers making the worst games of all time, because this uncut gem is called Gay World. There's two game modes. One is a game mode where you're a police officer and you arrest straight people, apparently, and you gain or lose points based on whether you arrested them for the right reason or not. And then there's the second game mode where you just click on this guy in the middle of the screen, and every time you click him, he puts a bottle up his ass. I think I'm gonna kill myself. Thankfully, to bring me back from the brink of despair, one of the games I bought was actually a certified real video game. It's called Orbt XL, and it's very simple. You are this little planet, and you constantly orbit this black hole. Holding left click makes you fly further away from the black hole, and releasing left click makes you fall back towards it. The goal is to not fall into the black hole, and to avoid these planets that are falling into the center. Every planet that reaches the black hole gives you 1 point. Staying in this ring super close to the black hole gives you more points. Dodging super close to the planets gives you an extra point. And staying on the very outside ring like a little bitch prevents you from earning any points at all. This game is actually pretty fun, and considering it costs almost absolutely nothing on Steam, I would genuinely recommend you all go play it. This was probably the longest I played any of the games for by like a really, really large margin. And this developer has quite a few other games on Steam too, one of which was a game that I actually bought. It's called... This game, too, is a real video game, made by the same person as the last real video game on the list, which is awesome. In this one, you fly around in a spaceship and there's asteroids that fly onto screen. You have to shoot the asteroids to destroy them, and they drop these little green ammo pickups. If you get hit by an asteroid or run out of ammo, you lose on the spot. This game's also pretty fun, a little bit more complicated than Orbt XL, but is a very fun video game. And this developer has tons of other games on Steam, all for super cheap, or sometimes even free. So I definitely recommend you go check them out, because someone making actual good video games for cheap should be rewarded. You know, try and make them stand out from the sea of unending slop that sits at the bottom of the price list on Steam. They even have the first game they ever made on here, which unfortunately I have to tell you about, because it's called Fallopian Frenzy. With the description, 10 years ago, I made my first game. This is that game. Mostly intact. I'm sorry. I mean, at least he apologized, you know? Listen, I had to scroll through Steam and read the words Fallopian Frenzy, so now, so do you. I don't make the rules. Listen, guys, it's not what it looks like, alright? I play the game for the plot. I play it for the plot. So this game is what we in the business would call an asset flip. It's incredibly hastily made, using nothing but pre-made free-to-use assets from some asset pack somewhere. Or it just uses assets that are straight up stolen from someone else's work. And the strategy is to make dozens of variations of the exact same garbage game, with the only differences being the title and the free assets used. You make them all as fast as possible in a day or two, and then you sell them off for super cheap, hoping to turn some profit for next to no work. And the crude title and the half-naked lady are just marketing tactics to try and sell this particular asset flip to as many people as possible. Now, I've played quite a few asset flips in my time, and I have to say that this is probably hands down the single worst asset flip I've ever played in my entire life. And that bar is really, really low. There are almost no sound effects. The AI randomly just forgets you exist from time to time. Every time you press any attack button, your character stands still and does some garbage preset animation. Sometimes the game bugs out and just resets the entire level without you pressing any buttons. When you die, you don't respawn automatically, so you can just stare at your limp, lifeless corpse for as long as your heart desires. And the funniest part of all is that if you press G on your keyboard, your character instantaneously switches character models to a half-naked woman. I mean, I think this is Game of the Year material, honestly. Like, it's actually comedy gold. Also, if you're dead and you spam G on your keyboard, you sort of flop around on the ground. That's funny. Classic comedy, honestly. And I think my favorite part is when you or an enemy dies, there's this super dramatic slow-mo, as if this is like the most cinematic moment you'll ever see in your entire life. But you know, the strangest part of all is that for a game with a title like this, it's actually really tame. Like, it's literally just the main character looking like this. That's as far as it goes. Well, not that I'm asking for it to go further, like, obviously, because I just play the games for the plot, you know? I just play them for the plot. Steam allows quite literally anything onto their platform. And because of that, there is a whole other world of extremely cheap slop video games being churned out onto the platform. Steam has released 17,000 games onto the platform this year alone, which is already more than the entirety of 2023. And the overwhelming majority of it is garbage asset flips just like this one. But the silver lining of all of this is that sometimes there's a hidden gem in there. Games such as the incredible
genre-defining third bean shooter bean battles. Everybody get on bean battles as fast as you can. It's the best.